Hello and welcome to the January Town Topics video program. My name is Steve DeOliveira and I'm the town's Public Information Officer. This month we highlight three programs. The restoration of the beautiful metal sculptures along Commercial Boulevard by artist and art restoration expert William Bach, the Palm Club Sewer Project, and finally we take a look at the free yoga classes sponsored by the town in El Prado Park on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 a.m. First up is our interview with William Bach. He's restoring the metal artworks in town, including the Sunbird sculpture in Anglin Square. That project was done by the Lauderdale-By-The-Sea Chamber of Commerce in 1990 and is dedicated to Melvin Anglin, the town's first mayor. As you can see by some of the photos taken the day it was installed, the bronze sphere had a bright shine to it that makes it look like it was made of gold. The town has hired you to restore some of the metal artworks that we have in our community. Tell us about that project and the challenges in restoring that type of work.
So the way we approach a project like that, where there's several sculptures by the same artist, is we look at the one that needs to work the most, and it's sort of a discovery process where we try different cleaners, different solvents, different primers, and try to figure out exactly what we're working with. So we have a formula to move, ahead on the other pieces.
And was that the
it's the
C-fan with the squibs, right?
Right. And that piece we could see that something had happened to the UV top coat, because there were areas where the paint had faded a lot and areas where it had just started, meaning some were more recent and some were older. There were areas where the primer was showing, and there were areas where the aluminum, substrate, the sculpture, was visible and was oxidizing, and there was little channels where you could see water was running through it. So on that particular piece, it was delaminating from the inside and the outside. Fortunately, that was the most damaged piece, but we sort of got hit with a discovery, which often happens when you're trying to solve a puzzle, and we look at each piece like detective work. And that was that when we had masked off an area where we were using an airbrush, when we removed the tape, we noticed that the UV coating came with blue painter's tape, came off completely.
Wow.
So we went and tested several sculptures, and it's happening to all of them. Not on areas where the paint is thick, as it was sprayed or brushed on, and where there's a corner, those areas are pretty tight. But flat surfaces, especially if they're exposed to the sun, you can literally take tape and remove the top coat.
Wow.
So that we talked to the city and did some more investigation, and we knew that anything that was loose would have to come off, and whatever we put on would have to stick, and we would want a UV protection which would afford longevity.
Tell us about the pelican sculpture in Anglin Square, the pelicans and the giant bronze
the bronze sphere.
Earth. Yeah.
Because the welds and their vertical and horizontal lines have blackened and pitted a bit. We are planning on doing sort of a mottled brown ferric nitrate and cupric nitrate finish that will go with the birds on top, and that will camouflage any remnants of the welds after polishing and waxing the piece.
Thank you very much.
Sure, my pleasure. And the city has a wonderful collection. It's beautiful, and I like the way that the city's going about it. Thinking ahead, thinking of maintenance, making decisions, looking towards the future instead of throwing something in there and seeing what happens. So congratulations to Lauderdale-By-The-Sea for approaching it in the right way.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Our next interview was with Public Works Director Ken Rubach, who brought us up to date on the Palm Club Sewer Project.
Good afternoon, Ken Rubach, Director of Public Works.
Ken, can you summarize the Palm Club Sewer Project for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's 99 homes within this community, and they were on septic tanks, and we're converting that over to a gravity-fed sewer system. So basically what that means is the septic tanks will be abandoned and the gravity sewer will take the waste to a lift station that will be built where we're standing and out to a force main that is on A1A where Pompano will treat the wastewater.
And how much of the project is completed?
Yeah, we're getting close to the end here. We're basically waiting. This is the last element right here with the lift station. And, as you all know, COVID has affected the supply chain greatly here. So we're hoping this will be done spring 2022.
Super, super. Why is this project important to the town in terms of our drinking water and the environment?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, most of our drinking water actually comes from wells out west, but things that permeate into the ground obviously end up out in our environment, into the canals, and then eventually out into the sea. So as septic systems get old, they have a tendency to break down. Luckily, we haven't seen that here, but over time that can happen. So this essentially prevents waste from being able to flow out into the ground as these systems deteriorate. It allows the wastewater to be properly treated and then released after it's cleaned.
Super. What did the project cost and how much money do we get from Broward County?
The project cost approximately $3.1 million, and we received a $150,000 grant from the county.
Nice, nice. And again, when will the project be completed?
We're hoping first quarter of 2022.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Our final interview was with Paz Morez of the Mind's Eye Day Spa in Lauderdale-By-The-Sea. Paz runs the free yoga classes in El Prado Park every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 a.m. through April 28th. The day that we stopped by to see the program, they were actually on the beach in front of the park.
How are you? My name is Paz Morris and I work with Lauderdale-By-The-Sea with the yoga program. I've been doing it now for about 3 years and it's beautiful. We welcome you to come and get some nice gentle stretches to begin your day.
And what days of the week and what times are the programs?
On Tuesday and Thursday at 7 a.m.
And it's in El Prado Park or on the beach, right?
Yes, at El Prado Park on the beach.
Super. And everyone is welcome, and is it free?
Yes, it's a free program. It's run by the city of Lauderdale-By-The-Sea, and it's open to all to come and join.
Great, thank you.
No problem.
And that's our video program for this month. There is one upcoming event at the end of January you may want to keep in mind. The Broward Sheriff's Office is sponsoring a shred-a-thon scheduled for Saturday, January 22nd at the Assumption Catholic Church in Lauderdale-By-The-Sea from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Limit 2 boxes per vehicle. More info can be found on the town's website. You can also call me here for information at 954-640-4209.